Hey friend, Graham here from recordingrevolution.com. Welcome back. We are in the middle of a Mixing Together, Mixing with Me series. This is something I want to do. It's not just show you how to mix, but I want you to mix alongside me. So if you've been following along, hopefully you've already downloaded the tracks. That's the great thing. I'm mixing a song over these 6 videos. The song is called Southern Road by the Lack Family. Very talented family band. Got to check out their stuff, thelackfamily.com, and show them some love. But if you want to download these same tracks and mix along with me, just grab your stems and a bonus mixing checklist PDF that walks through all these steps, plus some bonus tips that aren't mentioned in these videos that will help you as a good reference anytime you're mixing. You can grab it all for free at mixingchecklist.com. I'll put the link here and in the description. Grab all those goodies. That way you can mix along. Okay, we're in the middle of the series. We've already done some level matching and balancing. We've done some mix bus processing. And then last video, we just applied some EQ where I felt like the song needed it. In this video, we're going to be adding compression. And if EQ is your most powerful plugin and the most important one, compression is a close second. I love compression because it really allows you to get that mix to sound upfront, controlled, exciting, yet not up and down and all over the place, dynamic, but not too dynamic. You can use compressors for a lot of different things. So again, this is really kind of a mixing live type video. This isn't a pre-planned tutorial. I'm not doing anything off camera. I'm literally mixing in front of you. So I'm going to try to show you my real process as I'm mixing very quickly here through the song. I'm probably going to use compression on her lead vocal to level it out. Probably on a couple of the guitars for urgency and level. Probably on the bass. But I'll also do some on the drums. So that's probably where I'm going to start. Let's press play. I'm just going to press play and do it. And just so you know, if you've missed any of these videos, I'm using nothing but stock plugins. This is all the stock EQs in Pro Tools. And I'm using stock compressors, which is all I've done so far. 1 compressor is already on the mix bus. You can check out what we did there in the mix bus processing video. Okay, let's mix with some compression. Oh, and just so you know, I'm going to keep all the EQs on the top row. And I'm going to add the compressors on the second row because that's how I like to mix. I like to EQ first and then compress second. There's no right or wrong here. Some of my best friends who are brilliant mixers, they do the opposite of this. So clearly you can do whatever works for you. But to me, it makes sense to tonally adjust it first and then compress what's tonally adjusted second. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. Let's dive in.
These dreams, I wonder who I could be if I face a southern road. I wonder who I'd become if I let my dreams undone. Had these dreams, I wonder who I could be if I face a southern road. I wonder who I'd become if I let my dreams undone. Had these dreams, I wonder who I could be if I face a southern road. I wonder who I'd become if I let my dreams undone. It's been years since hardly I practiced mine. Same old concrete, same familiar minds. My heart races, arms wrapped around my chest. I'm not ready, but I don't want to regret.
So what I'm doing here, because this is really important, vocal compression's huge. Vocals are all over the place, always. They're very dynamic. That's just the nature of the human voice. And so compressors are always a good idea, not to squash, but to control, to turn down the loud parts, turn up the quiet parts, so that we, the listener, can hear every word on a dense mix.
Had these dreams, I wonder who I could be if I face a southern road. I wonder who I'd become if I let my dreams undone.
So I can hear her voice a bit better with the compressor. If I get rid of it,
It's been years since
turn it on.
It's been years since hardly I practiced mine.
Because the compressor's set to the choruses, so I've got a good level turning down the loud parts, but now with the little bit of makeup gain, her vocal in the chorus is gonna be a little bit louder.
It's been years since hardly I practiced mine.
A little tip here for you. Once I get the compressor working on the lead vocal and it's subtle, I'm looking at 3 to 6 dB of gain reduction. I like to copy that same compressor and stack the compression.
It's been years since hardly I practiced mine. Same old concrete, same familiar miles.
Yeah.
My heart races, arms wrapped around my chest. I'm not ready, but I don't wanna regret. I've gotta catch my breath. Gotta step off this ledge. I wonder who I could be if I face the southern road. I wonder who I...
See, it just makes that vocal sound really urgent and aggressive, which is nice. So I'll start there. Let's get some guitar here.
It's been years since hardly I practiced mine. Same old concrete, same familiar miles. My heart races, arms wrapped around my chest. I'm not ready, but I don't wanna regret. I've gotta catch my breath. Gotta step off this ledge.
With these guitars, they're so dynamic. The boom, 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 bam, boom, boom, bam, boom, 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 bam, boom. Some of those guitar plucks are louder, and I don't want to lose that, but I want to, close the gap between that loud peak and the palm mutes that are really quiet. So I'm trying to use compression here to do that.
My chest. I'm not ready, but I don't wanna regret. I've gotta catch my breath. Gotta step off this ledge. I wonder who I could be. It's been years since hardly I...
And what I'm looking at here is level matching the output of the compressor, so I'm not making it overly louder. I want the loud peaks to be about the same.
It's been years since hardly I practiced mine. Same old concrete, same familiar miles. My heart races, arms wrapped around my chest. I'm not ready, but I don't wanna regret. I've gotta catch my breath.
Let's get to the chorus. The chorus guitars, I need to work on an acoustic on the left and a guitar on the right. I'm going to copy this compressor over for the guitar on the right.
I wonder who...
This isn't making a whole lot of a difference. I'm just playing around with it. This plucking might bring it up a little bit more.
I wonder who I could be if I face the southern road. I wonder who I'd become.
Piano is interesting. Sometimes a compressor can really help, sometimes not so much. What that's doing is bringing up the sustain a bit to match the peak.
I wonder who I could be if I face the southern road.
let's go down to the drums. There's a lot of ways to compress drums. If you watch the second video on the mix bus processing, there is a compressor here that we used, and it already made the drums have a little more smack on the kick and the snare. You could compress kick and snare overheads directly. You could do some parallel compression. You know what I'm going to do today? I think I'm going to just do a little bus compression on the drum. So I'm going to create a drum track. I'm going to make it no color. And I'm going to call it drums. And I'm going to route all the drums into it before it goes to my master fader. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is put a compressor, a light compressor on the drum bus. So the drums are right here. And here, I don't want to kill it. So I'm going to back the threshold off. So let's see if this does anything in the mix.
I wonder who I could be if I faced the southern road.
You know what? I changed my mind. This really needs parallel compression. So let's do this differently. Let's run another stereo aux, and we'll call this P drums. What I'm trying to do is get the kick and the snare to really cut through. And so I'm going to do the classic New York style compression, parallel compression, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to move this compressor over here. And then I'm going to use sends to send a little bit of, you know what, I'm not even going to send that kick, just the sample to P drums. And I'm going to turn it up a little bit, make it pre-fader, copy that over, snare, 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 and toms. So I'm not going to do the overheads. I'm basically I'm using sends pre-fader to send a copy of the kicks and the snares and the toms over to this track here. Whoops, the panning of the send has got copied wrong. And I'm going to make sure the toms follow the main pan. So they're panned the same way. Now what I'm going to do is compress like crazy. Instead of being subtle, I'm going to be crazy. In fact, I'm just going to go for a preset. Let's try pump. Let's see what that does. All right, that sounds awful. So that's good though. That smack is what we want to blend in. So now I'm going to slowly press play and slowly bring up this fader to blend in that crazy pumping, smacking sound alongside our natural uncompressed drum sound and see if it brings a little bit of weight to the kick and the snare in the mix.
I wonder who I could be if I faced the southern road. I wonder who I'd become if I let my dreams undone. I wonder who I could be if I faced the southern road. I wonder who I'd become if I let my dreams undone.
Hear how it creates that smack and that weight? Oh, it's so cool. And now I've got a fader I can blend to taste and create that energy that I want. So I think, and you might do some compression on the bass, but for the sake of time, I think that's probably all I'll do today. Let's see what happens if I bypass all the compressors and the parallel channel here and see if any of that energy goes away on our mix.
I wonder who I could be if I face the southern road. I wonder who I'd become if I let my dreams undone. I wonder who I could be if I face the southern road. I wonder who I'd become if I let my dreams undone.
See what it really brought the vocals forward, and it brought some of the drums forward. So I think we're doing good work here. I want to make sure my mix bus is doing okay.
I wonder who I could be if I face the southern road.
Yeah, we're doing great. And before we go, let's just bypass everything. Let's just bypass all the plugins and this parallel channel here and see where we've come from so far.
I wonder who I could be if I face the southern road. I wonder who I'd become if I let my dreams undone. I wonder who I could be if I face the southern road. I wonder who I'd become if I let my dreams undone.
Much better. Doing a lot of work with just some EQs and compressors. So make sure you download the track so you can mix along and get your mixing checklist. It's all at mixingchecklist.com. Again, I put together all these steps in one simple, quick to read PDF. It's mostly for referencing for you so you can have it next to you while you mix. And then you can download the stems of this song. The song's called Southern Road by the Lack Family, and mix along. You can try these things out in your own software of choice. These WAV files will pull into any software you have, and you can line them up perfectly and mix with your own plugins. Again, I'm just using stock EQs and compressors here in Pro Tools just to pull this mix together. In the next video, we're going to dive into some reverb and delay and try to get a sense of ambience in this mix. So we're moving along. So grab your stems, grab your mixing checklist at mixingchecklist.com. Subscribe to these videos so you know when the next one is out, and I will see you on the next video.